Hey, what's up guys? Alan here with EatSleepTrade.net. Gonna be bringing you guys a swing trading watch list and market update for the week of November 11th, 2016. And what an interesting week it was last week. The exact opposite of what everybody was saying was going to happen happened, not only with the presidential election, but as well as with the market response that went with that. Everybody was saying that the markets wanted Hillary to win, and that if Hillary did not win and Trump did win, that the markets would sell off. And of course, exactly just the opposite happened with that. So pretty crazy. We are going to go into and talk about the S&P 500 as well as some of our top watches going into this next week, as we had a huge market rally last week, tons of breakouts, and it's actually hard right now to find setups that are not already broken out and overextended. But gonna look for some good pullbacks, some nice consolidation, tight range setups, and see if we can pull something out going into next week. And of course, as I've said, it's not about trading what you think is going to happen. It's about trading what is happening. And right now, the market is rallying, so we want to be prepared to take advantage of that. And if we are given that opportunity. So do me a favor, hit that like button down below if you guys appreciate these videos, and also leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys got on your watch list going into next week. I know there's a lot of solid setups right now. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the S&P 500, and you guys can see last week there was a nice rally, and I'd say one of the more persuading things that this rally or this price will hold up is the fact that we've seen that high relative volume and that buying strength to go with that price action. So we were managed to break above our set of lower highs, which was pretty much the main thing I said I was watching. Is step one, getting above this set of lower highs, and we've now done that. And we didn't just break above that set of lower highs, but we're holding above that set of lower highs. So that's pretty important as well. We've actually got a nice little flag pattern going on, which is a bullish, short-term continuation pattern. So we could very likely see a test to new highs up at 2190, 2200 area. I really could see that happening into next week. And it's like the market just did a complete 360 overnight with the presidential elections and did just the exact opposite of what everybody thought it was going to do, as it almost always does. So with Trump being elected now, the market is rallying based off that, and I think they believe that it is going to be good for business and economical growth. So I think that's why the market is reacting the way that it is. And if we can manage to hold these gains that we got through last week, and we hold up in a tight range, consolidate, we got a big shot at another breakout. And it's pretty crazy to go from, wow, we're really bearish and probably not a good time to buy, to, whoa, we're really bullish, now's a great time to buy. While I still don't necessarily believe that we are completely in the clear right now, but again, I want to trade what is happening right now, not what we think is going to happen. So what I think is going to happen is, yeah, there's probably inevitably going to be a pretty big sell-off, but what's happening right now is a pretty big rally, and that rally is happening on pretty big volume as well. So you want to be prepared to take advantage of that and not underestimate it. And I think we got a good shot at not only just reclaiming this trend, but now testing up to new highs and up towards that 2200 area. So going to be keeping a watch onto that into next week, and that is my overall take on the S&P 500. So let's go ahead and talk about some top setups. One setup that I really like here is ATW. You could see the nice little wedge formation that is occurring as we are putting in a higher low and also putting a nice basing bottom here. Like we could get a continuation move back up towards this 950, 960 area. Great volume last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a tight range. That's the big thing. This isn't a big volume chart that's overextended and already completely broken out like most charts are looking right now. So this is going to be one of my top watches definitely into next week. Want to see it turn around right here, that 20-day moving average, continue back up, and basically make a move to this wedge, break out, and test up to this 960, 950 area, and see if we can even get a move back above that area as well. We got a great risk versus reward entry off this bottom, risking at the prior day lows. Let's take a look at BOX. Watch this one for a little bit. Mention, hey, if we can hold this 1450 area, then that would be a pretty bullish move off this bottom for a continuation higher. And then of course the market was selling off, and leading up to the elections, things were very choppy, unstable, and it sold off pretty good and ended up breaking that 1450 area. But again, with the way elections went and the overall market rally, we have reclaimed that 1450 area. So I'm really watching this for a continuation move back up and over this prior high, which is around 1550. And if we do that, then I think this one returns bullish and has a good shot at continuing a trend and making a move back up towards 1650, especially if we get a strong market to help push it up that way. Let's take a look at CC. If you guys follow me, you know how long we've been following on CC. Now it's creating a great flag setup after a power earnings gap. So it released earnings, which were obviously better than expected. Nice gapper, and continued from there. And we just mentioned, the last time we had it on watch, that we're going to be testing up into IPO pricing here pretty quick. And this 2220 area is basically the high around the IPO pricing time. So we're getting awfully close now. Great flag setup. Again, gives you a good risk reward because you can risk off this low if Monday brings a nice strong reversal candle. So it's a great risk reward entry. Again, it's a flag setup, so going to be watching that close into next week and see if we start making that move up towards 2220. Next, let's look at TCK. Another one, if you guys follow us, that we've been trading for a while, and we're just at a great little breakout point here. Had a huge hammer candle on Friday with big volume, big relative volume, so showing a lot of buyers coming down, testing that 20-day moving average and holding up nicely. So it looks like we're going to have a breakout chance over this 2270 area coming on Monday, and a nice continuation move that could take us up through 23-24 bucks. Let's take a look at EXAS. This was on watch on our last watch list that we put out for a potential bottom bounce setup as we neared this 1450 support area. So it gave you a good risk reward because hey, if we start breaking down below 1450, then the idea is off and it didn't work. And we're able to actually make a trade on this for a pretty decent profit. Definitely sold out before the big market rally happened, just trading cautiously with elections that were coming up. But this actually made a nice swing all the way up to 1870s in the 50-day moving average, and continues to hold up now as the market gets stronger. So I think this is going to be a great area here, support area that is now turned resistance. And if we start getting a move above this 1770, 1775 area, that gives us a shot at reclaiming this trend and overall starting to make a move back up over 20, 21, 22 area. Let's take a look at HDSN. HDSN had a nice breakout Friday. Pretty decent relative volume, nothing too big, but enough to make it worthy of getting on the scanner. And it's a bullish stock overall. The 20-day moving average is just coming off that 50-day. And again, just had that breakout over 7. We're at 725 right now. So you could possibly get a test back down towards 7 intraday, and then a bounce, which would give a good risk-reward entry if you can get as close to that 690 area as possible, and then look for a move back up towards 750 and a breakout continuation with increasing volume. Next, let's take a look at LNTH. We got a nice ascending triangle starting to form here, testing this $10 area quite a few times, 4 times now. So just going to be watching for that $10 breakout. You can see the nice good relative buying volume that's been coming in on that chart, putting in a nice set of lower highs, as well as that 20-day moving average coming off that 50-day moving average to remain above it. And now right at this $10 breakout level, and with some market strength, this could really see a pretty strong move over that $10 area. Let's take a look at MACK. Had this one on watch for a couple of weeks now. Initially from that very first time it traded that high relative volume and broke out of its current trend. Sold off and gave most of that back, but not all of it. Didn't end up putting in a higher low and started to form this little wedge pattern that we put on watch, and now we have broken out of that wedge pattern along with that strong market. Really good relative volume and holding up very nicely. So as this starts to flag out, love to see if this gets a chance to come back over Thursday's highs right around 680 or so, and these prior highs over here as well, which are right around 680, and see if we can get a continuation breakout and a move higher. Let's take a look at NXTM. We've had this one on watch as we came into this nice channel, and actually ended up started breaking down again as the rest of the market was going right into those elections. As soon as elections cleared out, had a good earnings report and immediately shot right back up to the 26 area. Again, the strength with the rest of the market. And now it's closed up in new 52-week highs, so definitely gets put back onto radar. And if we can get a pullback back down towards this 26 area intraday, then that can give a good bounce area entry with a good risk reward for a move back up through 26.50 and up towards 27. Let's take a look at REN. Had this on watch for a great bounce play. The same week we had EXAS on watch, and it did just that. Had a very strong bounce with the market breaking up back over this 28.30 area. Thursday, Friday did sell off pretty hard, giving back most of those gains, but going to keep it on watch to see if we can put a higher low into here, and if we do, we could possibly get a move back up to that 28.30 area as this wedge continues to form and the price consolidates inside of it and the range tightens. That could set us up for a pretty big explosive move, maybe back up to 30.32 and maybe even 34. Let's take a look at Sprint. This one's been a little bit picky lately. It seems like it's tried to break out multiple times but failed, and here it is set up once again. Had some huge buying volume on Wednesday and is now creating a nice little flag right here, so it's holding up tightly. If the market gets another big breakout, this is going to be a pretty significant resistance area that we can break out of right here, which is right around that $7 area, the same area you've been watching now for probably 2 months. So if we do see that breakout happen, good volume start coming in, especially if we start getting up towards 750, that's going to give us some confirmation that that move might stick. So this one's worth keeping an eye on. You want to be risking just below 7 for a move up over 7 and through 750. Let's look at VIAV. I really like the resistance test here up around 780 right now. Our 20-day moving average looks like it wants to cross above that 50-day moving average, and it may have to put in a little cup and handle pattern right here. So it's almost got a little flag set up again, pulling back off that 780 area. May need a little bit more pullback, a little bit more time to consolidate underneath that area, but definitely going to be on close watch for the breakout over that area. It's got good relative volume, which is a key for me. So keep tight close watch on 780 and start getting a move out of this flag setup and over prior highs, which would have been Thursday around $8 exactly. So we get that breakout through 8, that could really send this thing up, especially if we have some volume on it. Alright guys, that is going to wrap it up for this week's Swing Trading Watch List and Market Update. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below. And of course, do not forget to subscribe so you can get notified when our next video is uploaded. Don't forget to check out the website, eatsleeptrade.net. From there you can follow us on Twitter as well as like our Facebook page, so that way you can stay up to date on all the stocks that we are watching and trading. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Good luck into next week, and we will see you in the next video.